Good afternoon, everybody, on this, I believe, 11 November 2021 Veterans Day. Thank you to all my veteran friends and those who have put their lives on the line for the rest of us so we can do what we do. Some gave all gave some, and some gave all. So thank you for everything you've done, guys. Here's a little something I want to share with you today. This is a San-Mai Fighter. San-Mai Fighter, I don't know how long this is, about 8.5 inches or so, 8.5 inches of fighter. San-Mai, you can see it's a stainless San-Mai. This is 410 on top of 1095 with a hot blued guard and some wild, radical, curly, spalted, stabilized maple. Really, really sweet fighter here. And what's accompanying this is a sheath by Scott Teaschner, Cody, Wyoming. Nicely tooled piece of leather from my buddy Scott with a shark skin overlay and a snap affair for everything to slide into. Sweet piece of leather, folks. Thank you, Scott. I'm going to show this to some people. For the most part, the only people who really get to benefit from this are the customers and the owners of these knives. But if you're familiar with San-Mai and the etching that a lot of guys do, you'd normally see the San-Mai right after they've etched it and oiled it, and everything's all nice and pretty. And then after the fact, and time goes by, their oxides wear off. They're just kind of sitting on top of that steel. And it only looks good for the photograph, right? So here's what I want to show you. This is pretty much, it's bone dry. Here is a white piece. This is a white paper towel, right? Boy, when I stick that in there, everything goes dark. Well, I'm going to take this white piece of paper towel, and I'm going to go right on this black. And what I'm doing I'm leaning on this. I am leaning on it hard. Here's my paper towel. That black is permanent. This black doesn't come off. So anyway, it's a takedown, right? So I had just as well just show that to everybody. On this one, I used a piece of, this is a finial. It's just a finial cover, and that is a 256 stainless screw. I'm going to go ahead and take it apart because, quite honestly, I sent this out to Wyoming for Scott to do the sheath. I got it back, and I haven't taken it apart since he brought it back, so I have no idea how things are going. But anyway, it's a 256 screw on this little finial cover, and our butthole cover here is a piece of black carbon fiber, and inside's the Takedown finial, which is a fair I make on the lathe, right? Once again, I like to always point out to my customers in doing this, all you got to do is get this thing tight. There's no reason to go beyond. Once you hit the bottom, you screw the finial in, everything's tight. There's no reason to try to tighten it more. You're not going to make it more tight. And I often say, this is not a lug nut on an F-250, right? It's just a 1032. Screw it down tight, and she's good. And I like to hold, wow, things are moving around, rock on. I'm holding this like I would grip the knife, and I push off on the guard. Push off on the guard, push that handle off. These are free-floating pins. In the guard, you should see probably some lint on there from things, but you should be able to see pretty much a zero tolerance fit on this guard. I mean, it doesn't move around. And about 3 or 4 thousandths back cut on that shoulder. Just enough to cover our guard slot. And there's how everything is. A threaded tang. I thread the actual tang itself. Little oil and grease here and there. So that's our fighter, San-Mai Fighter. I mean, there's no play, even with no screw or anything in the finial. There's no slop. It's a zero tolerance fit. So that's why I'm saying tightening this thing doesn't compensate for anything being loose. It just holds things together. Tighten it up and boop. That's all you gotta do. You hear that little sound when it went there? It went boop. And for the customer, I'll say, keep in mind, Ross, that this butt end of this knife is round, right? So when I shape that finial cover, it's rounded as well. So you got to pay attention when you put that finial in the hole, that it's contoured to the shape of the handle butt. Screw this finial in, and we've got a done knife. And that little screw is countersunk into the carbon fiber. So there we have it. And what I like to do, I'm a big fan of Rig, which is rust inhibiting grease from Brownells. And I always keep this is a piece of sheepskin that's got some Rig on it. And actually it's pretty dry at this moment, but I like to keep some. Hang on just a second. Whoa, about knocked my light over. I'm back. Thanks for your patience. This is the old school Rig, rust inhibiting grease, universal grease from Brownells. It might be Birchwood Casey now, but the product is still the same. It's a really, really refined, really clean grease. And I like to keep a little bit of that on especially the San-Mai. It really makes the black. And wipe it with, a lot of times I'll send a little old 35 millimeter camera film bottle with a little Rig in it and a piece of sheepskin to the customer. So anyway, that's it. That's what's going on. Thanks for putting up with me, and you guys take care. Winter's coming. Let's go, Brandon.